because who experienced platform problems in that? Who should be that? Platform problem?
Yeah, that's right.
Who raised the problem to I tell you what, man, money is on the line, any platform problem, and you never raise your staff members. Okay, because they must do something, you know. Our money is on their hand and we can't afford to platform problem. Okay. But like I said, what I like to think that is about $10. And more importantly is, you know, my students, I told them, you just starting a new skill, you just start you learn a new skill, you want to test the market, you must use $10. Okay, you cannot go like commission like a brokerage house or like 28%, 0.28% which will cost you when you cut off. Okay, so that's why I use CDMX. So when I cut off, the emotion is better than when I cut off on cash market or I cut off on cash account. Okay. So now I will continue. So who knows about K-Mine? Or I should say, who knows about mine? So every day, you want to execute a trade. What's the first thing you do? Maybe ask someone. Okay. What is the first thing you do when you execute a trade? Okay, first thing in the morning, wake up, what do you do first? I don't know what to do, but I know what I do. Okay, this guy, what do you do?
Try to devise a trade plan. Okay. Look at how the Dow closed last night.
Very good plan. But this guy, I believe he did more than that. He watched news. Okay, but what I do every morning is very simple. Every morning I just watch one bar from Dow Jones only. And I just see that one bar and I know roughly what's going to happen to STI. And then I'll have a trading plan. Okay? So the K-Mine is something like you need to use Dow Jones as a reference, obviously, because Dow Jones moves the market, right? So you use Dow Jones as a reference to know what is going to happen to STI. So for example, like I asked you this question earlier on, you saw STI came down last Friday and Dow Jones went up 93 points. What do you think? Dow Jones go up or down? The STI go up or down on Monday? Outright. So will you buy? I tell you what, I can roughly know what all of you are thinking of. All of you are thinking one thing only. So on Monday, because Dow Jones up 93 points and STI came down, on Monday, STI will go up. Alright. All of you are thinking, all of you are scared, man. Okay, I look in your eyes, all of you are scared. Because you're scared the moment you buy what will happen. But I can tell you, I will buy. Okay? The first thing I'll buy is CapitaLand. So, K-Mine is like, you need to read the pulse of the market or the psychology of the market. You need to understand that bar activity. I'll show you. Put that came from $8 chart. But okay, let's talk about K-Mine. So every morning I wake up and look at the Dow Jones closing, the bar. I don't care whether it's green, like 100 points or 300 points, but I care more about the bar. You know? The bar, that one bar will tell me it's bullish or it's bearish, or is it going to turn at a long timing, or is it going to trend up for the whole day. So a lot of people say that, you know, Dow Jones up 300 points or Dow Jones up 250 points, next day market will be very bullish, a lot of people will jump in, but I will never jump in on 250 points. You know why? Because that's the highest point. That's the day where a lot of profit taking happen. So never jump on 250. But instead, if you see like Dow Jones closing like a 40 points or a 93 or a 50 points, you should be very bullish. You know why? Because the market will go up in one big bar. It goes up gradually. Okay? When the market goes up gradually, that's where you know you are forming a bull market. I'll show you an example. I take reference from last year. Okay? You see here? This is gradual. This is spike. You see? When the real market happens, it's gradual, you know? Very gradual. It's not like one spike out, one spike out. If you get one wrong move here, you'll be depleted because a lot of gaps. Market, a bull market, there shouldn't be too many gaps. Maybe one gap, about max about 2 gaps. You see any gap here? One gap only. And maybe one more. That's it. Okay? You see? Yeah. So how is the gap formed when there is too much what? Too much like 200 points or 500 points. That's where you see a lot of gaps. But if you see only like 1,093 points the other night, I think that is a formation of that's the starting of the base of the bull market. But like I say, you see here, you see gap. You see too much gap on the downside, right? I think the selling is pretty exhausted. You know why? Because everyone sell. There must be some point that the selling dries up or the selling is becoming weaker, right? So if you see, very simple. You see here, too much gap on the upside. Suddenly you see crash. See, too much gap on the downside. You can expect a super technical rebound. Too much gap, but here is a gradual bull market. Okay, so here I tell you what, man, the selling is more or less pretty weak now. Okay, so you just now what you need to do is just wait for the trend, or you wait for the formation to wait for the base to be formed and wait for the bull market to come. Because on Monday, you see this zone here? A lot of people selling. Okay, so when it goes up here, sure a lot of people sell. So be patient a bit. Wait for something like wait for something like the base, or wait for more panic selling. Then that's when you know the market is going to start again. Okay, you see here? You see this is a low, right? When you think this is a low, you buy it. You're very happy and you flush it down, and then the bull market will start. Okay, so it's the same. I don't know whether it's going to be the same here, but I hope we have something like that. Trendy, not too much gap. Because if too much gap, I have to be very skeptical. Okay? So we shall watch Monday. But Monday I don't think we have a big gap because it's just 93 points, so it's gradual. Okay? So every morning mine is like I read the psychology first, I look at the bars and I induce what will happen on the day. And I formulate a trading plan straight away in my mind. Okay? But some days I don't trade. Some days are not easy to trade. So if you are not sure, don't touch. Okay? I remember this one. That day I went to shopping and everyone, I think a lot of people went into this bar because it was a long bar and it just went up. A lot of people went. Then I think I told my friend, you know what, I'm shopping, I'm not buying anything. Straight away the bar came down. So how do I know? You see, very simple. Okay, to me simple. Okay, but I don't know about you. You see, when everyone, you see the market is coming down, right? One bar like that, and you see here, it's like a big distribution place. Okay, so how can the market go higher with so much distribution on top? One bar is just like short covering anyway. Okay, you see it come down so much. Naturally, what will happen? People must take profit, right? Okay, so if they short here or short here, come down, what? Short covering, so they buy. The thing went up. So that's why I'm smart. I went to shopping first. Okay, because on the next day, I will see a lot of people selling. See, true enough, came down again. Okay, because you must understand one thing. To overcome this big barrier, you know this big barrier, what must be done? nutrition or training or something that can stimulate the market. Okay, but you see, come down so little bit only, and then do you think you will go up again? I don't know. That's why I think this is short covering. And then I think came down. So how do I know? Because that night I think I read the Dow Jones bar. And I quickly go and see the bar, where is the closing, and how long is the bar, how wide is the bar, then roughly know, okay, I have to take a break. I can short, but I prefer not to because I need to take a break in trading. I trade for too long, you know. I trade the market for too long, and sometimes I got some health problem now. So I think it's wise to just take a break and enjoy my day. Okay. So when you see a big distribution of stock, never think that one breakout or one bar will cause another rally, you know. Because I don't think this is the bottom yet. Because it's like you see people selling so much, how can this be the bottom? So you must either come down lower or you must form a base, then you can see the bottom. Okay? But there's nothing yet. So that's why I know. So this is what I mean. I don't have any position that day. So he said, this guy is a lawyer. Okay? So he asked me this question. In your view, is it now the time to go wrong? I said, no. He said, okay then. Guess what happened? I said, get down. Then he called me for coffee. He said, how is it? Okay, who used price action? Wow. What do you want to use? Huh? Okay, price action. I don't. To tell you the truth, I don't watch price action because I'm taught to use trend line, but many times it failed me because I don't want to talk about too much about trend line. But price action is I don't know how it works, but I see a lot of people talking about price action. It's something that I don't know what it is, but it's good. I think it's good because it's no good, then people will not be talking about it, right? So, but it doesn't give you the confidence to go. But who play like 5 or 10 last time? Wow, everyone plays a lot. Okay, so you know I used to trade like 5 lots, 10 lots with I got a friend outside who I used to trade with, and during that time I was just trying different methods, so I trade very small because I'm not confident on my method until I found something. I found this method that I have right now, and I can whack 1,000 lots down, I can whack 200, 300. I'm not afraid because I am very confident in the market when I whack either going to go up and when I short it's going to come down. Okay, so to me, price action doesn't work. And you can use price action. I'm not saying that it doesn't work for you, but I'm not using it. And it's difficult to read trading. How do you read price action in the trading range? Anyone know how to read that? I don't know, but in the trading range, I can read with a method. That is, for example, I'll show you one example. Wilmar. Wilmar. Who lost money in this stock? Okay. See? I got everything. Okay, watch. This is a trading range, okay? Who knows this is a distribution or accumulation? Price action tells you what? I don't know because I'm not in that price action. I'm not in that price action thing. But look, if I use my method, I can tell you this is not accumulation. Which one? Oh. This is not a short loss. not selling, the thing won't get down. Okay? So I see a lot of selling. So people ask me, is this confirmation? I think it is. I think it is. So there's something called I think it is. So when you think there's only probability of what? 50-50, right? So you're not sure. Even though you're not sure and you try to what? You are itchy hand, you go to play 5 lots or 10 lots, you sure lose money, right? Because if you're not sure, I think better don't touch. Okay? So I am very sure this is not accumulation. Very sure. Okay. So if you see the thing came down, small one, my friend emailed me and said, hey, thanks man, I shorted. You know why? Because I say it's not accumulation, so he goes short. So he make money. I think he cover it short here. I think he cover here. Then after that he say, hey, but it went up, eh? I said, don't worry lah, you know. Went up doesn't mean it's good lah. Then it go up because no go up, not to come down. Okay? So you see after that, the thing crashed. I think it crashed over now, right? This one is recorded quite long ago. So crashed over, then he said, wow, I should hold my shots. The thing is, I should. There's the word should. You know. So should is not hindsight. You know. So you know, every time I told my wife, yesterday I told her, I said 455 I told her, and I need to whack 200 lots on capital land. So I know one day it's going to run. She tell me, need to whack. I said, something I seminar this week. I won't affect my own. You know. Then after that I saw down to 3 points. I say, you see, I'm right. They say, but you think, and say, shoot. Then she say, don't think, don't shoot, act on it. Okay? So I miss my opportunity. So but the next time I will act on it. Every time I act on it, okay, but just that today there's a seminar, just in case something did not happen, affect my mood. Okay? So too bad, I didn't try it, I didn't long anything, but you saw this, what I'm trying to tell you is don't, if you miss one opportunity, don't say, I know, act on it. Then you will know, okay? Because you ask me also for it. Because sometimes when I see this is I'm short here and I take profit here, but some people are short here and take profit here. So there's really no rule and there's no regulation whatsoever. So but don't think that you see one line like at the bottom, it's accumulation, you know, never think that. And who use trend line? I used to use trend line, you know, but I keep adjusting the line. You know why? Because the every day the bar, or I should say, if you trade futures or Hang Seng or Forex, the bar keep moving right, so you keep adjusting right. Guess what happened? Cost me money again. Because when you keep adjusting line, I tell you what man, you just, hey, is this line? When you touch the line, you say, hey, this line at the bottom, should I buy or not? Should I buy or not? So there's a shoot right. Because you're not confident, but you keep the line you want, right? Then you ask yourself a lot of questions, then finally you buy, then you break the line over. Then what happened? You cut off. Then again, when you cut off, I went to think ready. Just like what happened to me last Monday, okay? I say, cannot short lah. This thing will, I never say rebound, but I say cannot short. Because in my mind, I know the market is a panic selling mode, so cannot short. But I don't lose anything. You know. Why do I don't cut loss on capital and over? Cost me 40,000. And guess what happened? I go tell my wife, buy capital land 261, I bought at 252. And I should not cut loss, I just shoot. Okay? So 40,000 is it's a lot of money, but too bad I'm patient, even though I know I'm patient. So trading is not about technicals or about skills. Sometimes you need to have both. That means you need to have human emotion, human element to complement your skill. I have met someone who has no trading experience, like he keep making money. Why? Because his mindset is so correct. He has no rule, he has no target price, he has no whatever you name it, there's no fixation of price, and he just keep whacking the market until the thing break. Okay? And he made $1 billion. Okay? So, and more importantly, he has guts and the correct mindset. Okay? So if you think technicals are important, yes, it's important, but it's only like 30-40% of the game. Okay? You see, for example, you spotted the high here, you short here, yeah, you take profit here, what happened here? You're not there anymore. Or maybe you're there, one gap down, you take profit, next day you want to cut loss. So, what if you short here, Next day go up, you say you go to write a big one. Then you get down, oh, I'm very happy. But go up again, you take profit. Then after you take already come down, say, ah, yeah, I should wait lah. Then you short here, get down. Then after that you say, ah, take profit. After that you go down, ah, yeah, I should lah. You should wait again. The best is how you do this is you go, for example, for stock like Wilmar. Normally if you go 10 lots, okay, you short 10 lots here, you take 2 lots here, 2 lots here, and then the next 6 lots you write a big one. So that the 2 times you take is for you to cut any loss you have. But if you don't need cut loss, climb all the way down, right, then you are what? You make a big profit. Okay? This is one way, but there's another way is you short 10 lots, get down, you take money first. Okay? When you don't know whether go up or not, okay? You never know whether it's going to go up. So you go up a little bit, you don't know. Okay? Don't know, don't touch. Okay? Next day get down. I tell you what, man, when it gets down, means got what? Got selling, right? If there's no selling, you cannot get down, right? So if you know next day get down, there's some selling, and you shorted, you went up, and the next day you went up, get up a little bit, you cut loss, and then you came down again. So you know what's in your mind? You know there's some form of what? Still there's some form of selling. You know why? Because there's a gap here, you know. I won't use the word gap, but there's some kind of selling. There's a selling called a gap, you know. So you went up around the gap area, what happened? People will still sell down because there's too much sellers down here. Okay, so if you cut loss here, you shorted back at this bar, next bar you get down, and you there's some selling again. Okay, so you tell yourself you better hold it. You know why? Even though the next bar or 1, 2 bar go up, also the people sell. You know why? Because everybody here is waiting to get out. Okay, but they can't get out. So finally, we just wait for one more day. I think this day you can go and relax. You know why? Because the market, or I should say this stock called Wilmar, can never recover back to this area unless we see more selling. Until a very attractive price level, then the thing will start to turn. So where's Wilmar today? Let me see. I'm not really trading this stock because I don't like this stock. Wilmar. You see, after gap down, it tries to go up, no power, cannot go up, you must keep going down first to a very attractive price level. Because here the people will think, oh, just one gap. How sure got people sell? If people sell, then how to go up? So you just go lower, and then when you go lower, people take profit. Sure, people take profit. It's too much, you see. So take profit, go up a little bit, range a little bit. After profit taking, you don't let it up or down, don't touch anymore. Let the price play itself. So it goes up again. Then after that, you know what? You see this line here? Very narrow. Let me tell you what, the strength to go up is not like this, you know. One big bar, very narrow bar, how to go up? So you just short here, you think after that you see it get down. Came down. Take profit here, you don't know, you go up again. So everything you just trade like that, you know. It's not you cut loss, then you make cut loss, then the best is you short. You know people selling here, one big gap, and goes, you can expect to hold a long time. Another stock that happened like this is over, when the CEO quit. Okay, I remember that day I short at 163. So I went to shopping that day. I remember I went to shopping because I know I'm not going to take profit so fast because there's so much people selling. Olam also, okay? But let me show you because I didn't trade Olam. You see this gap here? Wow, one spike down, I tell you what, this is not the end of the selling, no. Because all this is just short covering, no. Because too much money to be made. So you need to what? Take some money. So take the money, short covering, see the bar very narrow, boom, down again. So I think I took my profit around here, I think. After that, things get up, then down. You see? That went up. But today is here. So it's like forming a normally it's like forming a base, you know. It's like forming a base. So don't trade this stock. Because if it's forming a base, it's like very narrow range. Like up here, down, up here, down. So, unless you use daily chart to trade. If you use daily chart, you better make sure you buy it one. If it doesn't go up, then you either hope that it go up. If it go up, you turn out you cut off. I'll show you why I like CapitaLand. Watch. See this chart? This gap here, right? So this is not the end of selling. No. See there's a gap here? Not the end of selling, no. But here you see the gap reduced. There's a gap here, see? After that you see here, there's a base forming here, you see here? I wouldn't say a big base, but slowly you see the gap start to narrow down. Okay? After that you see the base, see this green bar here? You see this bar, green bar? I know there's some form of buying, and I got caught here. I bought at this bar. Then the 275 points dollars spent cost me this money here. Cut off. See after I cut off I said, really? So I'm right. I know CapitaLand is going to run, but I just got the wrong timing. Wrong timing. So, but you see this stock, it's not in the trading range anymore. Nobody's in the trading range, right? You see this stock really out of the trading range already. Okay? And then yesterday if you watch the market has been selling down, but CapitaLand is holding there. Okay? So that's the proof. Buy that. No? Buy that stock. Okay? If you use price action, it's in the volatile market. One day up, one day down, you don't know what. If you take profit fast, what you cut off again. Okay? See, one wrong move will blow all your profit, just like what happened to me. Most public are using it, the people just like most people are using it today online. When I look at Facebook, when I go to other blogs, I see a lot of trendline, which is something that is good, but if trendline is so good, then you must be backing big stocks again, because you're very confident, right? Who use trendline and go smaller? At least you're not sure, 50-50. So if you 50-50, that means it's not the thing that we use, okay? And price action is confusing, and it doesn't mean that you put a lot of hard work, you will get it right. I can show you many examples. See here, you see this chart? How to read price action compare? How to read price action and gaps? How to read price action in gaps and market with volatility? You see, one day go up, next day go up, then come down already. What's the price telling you? Can you read the price? Yeah, the next day you see this one, you think one long very good green bar, or you call it one good bar, think go up. See, you go up, it come down. How to read this phase? So price action, I cannot read this phase, okay? You see, then after that, you see here? Coming down, then you go up. Coming down, then you go up. So how to read? Coming down should like that, then like that, then go up and down again. But you see, one day down, right? So if you trade, you short this day cut off. Short this day, here confirm cut off. Next day when you short here again, you now cut off again. Okay? And then how do you know this rebound is sustainable? You see when you rebound, how do you know you can go higher or you can crash again? You see, you buy a breakout, you see you go up. Let me draw a real trend line and show you. This chart, I've never watched trend line for a long time. SDI is good. I tell you what, man, I see on Facebook, I see on many very beautiful trend line. Beautiful, come. See here? And then you just have to barrel up to see this. Oh, sorry. Okay. You see? trend line is like very mechanical, you know. Touch here, you buy, here you short, here you short, here you buy. Okay, very mechanical stuff. But look at the third time you touch here. I tell you what, will you dare to buy? Why? Touch you buy her. I tell you why. I tell you why. Okay. It's because trend line is like that. There's some scientific knowledge to it. Like you look at it, wow, like very beautiful, touch here, but it's like very like magic, you know, like magic. You see, touch here you buy, here you short, like magic only. So you don't have to know a lot of, you don't have to do a lot of hard work. Just draw the trend line with your money in, okay? But if it's so good, here you should buy. But how come here you are unsure? Very simple, you know, because everyone is using trend line, and I can tell you, big boss also using trend line. So I work with them before, so I know. So the moment they see, they know how public touch really should buy. You know what I do? They'll flush you out first. See, after you see outside the flush, up. Okay? So when you buy one, you cut loss already. Then you try to short. You see, try to short again, what happens? Loss away, loss one. Okay? So I never use trend line because it's a very mechanical, very fixed method. Okay? I don't like using trend line. I prefer to read psychology, and I prefer to use whatever method that I devise, but I never use lines. I prefer to use horizontal, like support with horizontal line more than trend line. Okay, you see here, I give you an example just now. You see here, I told you before, one time crash, second time, you see, like I said, you see the selling gaps. You compare this zone of selling and this zone is stronger, this one is getting bigger. And after you see a third time, you see what happened? Up, further. Okay? Horizontal line works to be much better than trend line. Much better than trend line. Yeah? This one? Yeah. Right.
The one that you would think that it's like it reaches that level, which is where it comes down.
Oh, no, I would say it's to clear the gap, you need accumulation, and something is going to happen to us. Okay, the thing, you see this area, this is what? This zone is distribution zone. That means a lot of people here, they buy, sell, so they distribute. If no distribution, the thing will come down. Okay? So they distribute. So to overcome this zone, I tell you what, it's either SDI will go lower, break, to go lower to this level, or to this level, so that you can create another bull rally to overcome this level. Okay? So you ask me this, whether is it easy to break? I can tell you from my experience, and I see this amount of selling, I have not seen enough evidence that I can deduce that it's going to go higher than this. Unless I see enough evidence, but until now the evidence is still it still did not manifest itself. Okay, so I can't answer that question. But once I see a place, once I see more panic selling, I can tell you yes, it's going to be true. But now I think no. Maybe we shall watch, but I can tell you the moment market goes up to this zone, you see some selling again. Okay? So when we go up to around this zone here again, you see some selling again. So the best is you can try to day trade or use go for long term. So you see the breakdown. I told you earlier on. There's a breakdown here. See this bar quite wide, right? A lot of people are selling, right? How come they bounce out again? So how to use price action? Anyone here is trained to use price action? I don't know about price action. That's what I'm telling you. I'm asking you. market is like so volatile, one day up, one day down. Price action is something like it's like when you buy, it goes high, then come down, go high, then come down. Really, like a very trendy market. But how to read all this? I really don't know. Okay? And you see here, like this one I added on this slide yesterday. You see, how do you read this range is going to flush down? How are you going to know this range after this flush is going to what? How do you know? I tell you man, a lot of people draw trend line, this range is like bouncing the trend line and you never dare to buy here. Because you buy here, you scared to go down here. So there's a word called scared. How to make money? You know, cannot be scared, you know. If you trust the method so much, you must act on it, you know. I try my method a lot. That's why when I buy here, I don't cost, but I know it's going to rebound by a lot. Okay? But get the wrong timing, that's all. So I never use price action. The only thing I use is K-mine. That means I know it's going to rally. I know how I know I'll try to share, but I know it's going to rebound. That's all. Okay, but I cannot use any price action or whatsoever. Okay, because it works 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and the third day when you feel everything. Okay. You see, I can show you. You see this bar here? If you choose one breakout in STI, you buy this bar, you think it's going to go higher, right? But 2 days down, either your profits lost or you make a little profit. So don't think one long green bar is good buy. Sometimes one long green bar is a very big buy. Okay, but it's not easy to identify the market line. Okay, you see, like here, like I said here. See, the bar came down, but how come the 2 days later the thing went up? So don't be too rigid. This don't say, this one wow, one long bar down, then the market will crash. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You see, when I saw the breakout in STI to 3 points, I am very sure that a lot of people will cut off if they are not out fast or if they are still holding on hopes. So you see, next day the bar came down and yeah, this gentleman here at least he makes the money, he's out fast. No, it's not that. Okay, you want to know how to identify panic selling? Panic selling will always cause a rally. Confirm, I guarantee you that. Panic selling is like, okay, you see, time times speed plus activity. Copy also no use. You know why? This is something that I don't do. You must identify the chart. Okay? How to know time times speed? You see, your time. You see, I ask you a question. When you see a market falling gradually, that's what? Bearish or bullish? Yes, correct, bearish. But when you see a market drop in a very fast period of time and the speed, the velocity is so fast, then what? That's panic. You see? Then you proven. See? So fast, one big drop in the market. Okay? But this one is not. You see, this is just selling, not panic. Panic is like one long bar. Okay? One long bar at the bottom. You see this panic? After that, the market went up little bit and down. It's like one super, like that 275 points drop at 1,000. Too bad I cannot open 1,000 shot, but that one super drop, I know that one is coming. What happened? 1,000 went up 285 points in next 3 days. So that's how I know. Okay? So panic always causes the big rally to happen. So when you see a panic, I'll tell you what, if you're not sure, don't touch. Wait for the next 1-2 days. If the thing starts to trend up, just buy. Okay? Confirm make money. See, imagine you bought Dow Jones crash that time and you bought the market next 2 days later. When I say no more shorting, you bought. Now you make profit. Okay? That's how I know. So any questions about panic selling? Anything that you want to know on panic selling? Actually, I don't have the experience panic selling. It's like you trade the market, you experience yourself, suddenly you feel panic, that's when you know already. You know? just like the $40,000, I feel a bit panic, I know already, but I won't do silly things. You see? So you know yourself, I no need to explain. But it's just like one rush like that. If you are long, the best is to cut first.
So how do you compare this panic selling bubble up around the March period, right? Compared to last year, August.
I open the SPI chart. Maybe I open the chart. Okay, yes.
So if you look at the July, early August period, right? Mega long bar down again. August long bar down. So you went further down instead of
Yes. Yes.
So how do you differentiate that panic selling versus the one that you shown?
Watch here. Watch here. You have to see the bigger picture. You see? The market has been what? Going up so long. So it's been on upside for so long already, you know. And the clue is here. You see one gap here? You see another gap here? You see the gap? You see the gap gets what not say wider, but you see first one goes first gap is quite narrow. You see the second gap, that one is not bending anymore. And why is it not bending? It's at the top. If you see if you look at the bigger picture, right? This is at the top. You see here? This is at the bottom. Of course, it's all hindsight, but when it happens live, you always like keep scrolling the chart like that. You keep seeing the big picture of the chart like that. Then you know where the top and bottom. When it happens here, you think this is the top. Why is this the top? Because here, you see, bottom is, you will know this is bottom, but you know here, you see here, there's a rally here, there's a rally here. So you know around here sure got people buy. Okay? So you, most probably this is the, here is the bottom, but there's a little bit more one. There's a little bit more one. Panic, sell down. After you see, one rally down and then cause the real one. Because for market to form a bull market, it takes year, it takes months to do it. Okay? See, after that it takes a few, from August until what? It takes 4 months. It takes 4 months to form a rally. Not a bull market, but a rally. But you need to, your question is, how do you know? Watch where the top and where the bottom. Panic normally happens at the bottom. But the top is the one who is selling. And the gap is wider. So that's how I know there's a panic. And then of course you want to spot at this, August 1st, remember, you want to spot at this top. You need to understand market psychology. Okay, like this one, it takes a lot of time to explain, but you need to understand why this is the top, which I spotted, and then this is the bottom I spotted. Right at the bottom here, not here, really right at the bottom here. Of course, this one I come with daily chart lah, okay? It's not daily chart again. I can tell you it's the bottom also, but I've done it with the daily chart. Okay? So, I hope I answer your question. The panic always happens at the bottom. Okay? Not at the top. Okay. This one. Buy sell Q. When I told everyone I don't watch value, I can tell you a lot of story about value, but I prefer not to touch on value because everyone, I won't say everyone, most people are teaching value, so I think they want to do something that is faster than value. Who believe me? No one believe me. Okay, who watch buy sell Q every day? Buy here, sell. This is the sell Q, this is the buy Q. Who watch those buy sell Q? Okay, who knows Robin? Who's going for Robin's course? No one. Wow. Okay. I remember there was once, I tell you a story, how I developed this thing, okay? I remember there was once, who's rushing for time? Who's going home early or you need to rush for time? So I might overshoot a little bit, so if you rush for time, you let me know if I go. But if you're not, you can continue to listen to interesting stories. Okay? So one day, I learned Robin's method, and I told him that I discovered a new method. Not this method, not the 5 xiao Q. I told him that there's something that I discovered in the chart. I need to tell him. So he said, okay, meet up with him. So he asked me to go to his office. So I went to his office and he said, come to my room. Wow, you know what? I went to his trading room. His trading room inside is like there's 5 computers. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people inside. 3 traders and 1 assistant. Okay? So I saw Robbie trade. Okay, wow, he's very fast. He has no fear. He just in and out the market like very on a high speed. Well, I saw him break up in 5. He was trading the Hang Seng futures, I remember. Okay, but that's not important. Then after that, I saw another guy beside him. This guy, I don't know what's his name, but I saw this guy. He was trading without any charts, man. Wow, he was trading without any charts, man. So I said, hey, is this guy for real or not? How can you trade without charts, man? So I got to see computer, nothing, man. It's just like all the stocks in his watch list, nothing on the computer, just like that. So then I saw his account. Wow, I saw that because this guy is a big trader, so I saw like $10,000, $20,000 profit. So this, wow, it's something new, I wish I could do that, but I know it's hard because I'm just learning. So I say, I cannot approach him because I ask you a question. If you know an art that can make you $1 million, will you give someone? Okay, very good example is like really confused, During those days when magic was so fascinating, you can make millions with officer, tickets. You think you ask him, you approach him, hey, can you show me some tricks? You think he will teach you? No, right? So, do you think that this guy will teach me? No, he won't teach me, man. So, but I know that, so this way, there's a possible that you can trade without charts. And so, I tell myself, I need to learn this skill, man, because I don't care how much money I lose or how much money I pay the market. I need to learn this skill because it's something that is so unique in the market. I can make a lot of money with this. Okay, not a lot of money from using this method, but I can sort of mesmerize every single one of you. Okay, so but it took me about 3-4 years. At first, the most important thing is you need to write. You need to be good in your fundamentals first. That means you need to understand chart. You need to read chart like in this book. So I start to focus a lot on charts. But this method is still in my brain. I know one day I'll be coming back on this method. Okay, but I think the focus is to understand on reading charts first. So one day you know how I did it? You want to know how I did it? Okay, how I did it is very simple actually. One day, okay, there's this friend of mine, okay, his name is Alan. Okay, he's not my friend, but he's my very good friend. Okay, I know him for years already. So we trade with charge, and I'm just toying around with different ideas and different ways to trade. And guess what happened? My fundamentals are not good, so I know I cannot use this method. So I trade and I lose using any method you can find, trend line, volume, whatever. So I lose and lose, and I realize that's not the way anymore. So finally I stopped trading for a while, and I cooled down for a while, and I spent about 12 hours a day for the next 1 year looking at charts, not trading, just looking at charts. 12 hours a day, 1 year. Every day you ask my wife, she's doing her thing. I'm not going out Saturday, but just keep looking at charts. How come like that? How come like that? A lot of questions. So one day, finally, I started trading again. Okay? And what happened was I traded charts with volume. I traded daily charts, not the mini chart, the daily chart with volume. Then I realized that everything clicked. I said, finally I know how to read volume again. Okay. Finally, after that, I tell myself, since everyone knows about volume, but they're not very clear, but I already know everything about volume. I can explain everything about, I can tell you 101 stories about volume, but I'm not going to do that because the guy is the one time factor is okay. So after that I trade with daily charts without volume. That means I read bar only, just bar only. And I think it works. Okay? That means without volume also I can read the bar. After that I think I need more challenge, which is I go to mini chart. Mini chart, as you witness just now, what do you see? A lot of lines. You know? So I tell myself, wow, mini chart took me more time because of all the lines that I see. So what happened? I master mini chart again. Finally I tell myself, it's time to master this skill, the art of the buy sell skill, not the volume, this volume, okay? This is the buy volume, this is the sell volume, but these are not real volume, these are all like the market depth. If you watch the market depth, there's some queuing, right? Who watch market depth? Who have seen market depth? You see market depth. So there's some, at certain price level, there's some volume queuing, right? So that doesn't mean that you see here, 5.5 million buy, 8.2 million sell. Doesn't mean that you see the 5.5 million buy, the thing will go up. The big boss can withdraw this 5.5 million to keep down, right? So I'm like, how can I be like that guy? And because this guy gave me a very, very deep impression, so I asked myself, how can I read like that guy? Read without charts. So finally, it all actually happened with the charts first. And the charts comes to what? The K-mine first. And you must understand how the big boys manipulate the market first before you can read all this fake volume. So that day I remember, I opened one thing. A lot of things I've not posted on my blog. Just that recently I tell you, just very recently I just put one note. I say I can read buy sell without reading charts anymore. And that's how I spot my GMG, my NEWA, my Oceanus, and I think many others like CapitaLand. There's too many, okay? But one stock that I remember was GMG. Because GMG cost me some money because I lost patience. But this friend of mine called Jack, okay, he told me he made about 30K just about 2 days. Because the stock rallied from 0.121 to 0.155. I remember that day. You know, there's a lot of significant days I remember. Because those days where I make a lot of money in one day, I will always remember those days. Okay? I'm saying this is how I spot the stock is going to run based on the buy sell curve. See, Jack, okay? Today is not here. Okay, I think this is the one. Okay, so you go back and see this thing. Okay, go back and see this. But this day I remember what happened was I told this Jack, you know what? GMG 155, that's the target price. But don't ever fix the price, you know. You hit there, you better watch, that's all. If you want to watch, get out, just take off and go over. So how I at $1, at 0.121 or 0.122, I forget. The stock started to move. Oh no, sorry, I remember now. 0.126 onwards. GMG started to move. But GMG, okay, let's go back to it. GMG. I tell you, man, this is all real story. No hindsight, no fake. Okay, you see, I bought here. I remember I bought here or here somewhere around here. The thing went up, I think. Then for the next 2 weeks, you see the next 2 weeks, I remember very clearly, I was so impatient. I know the stock is going to go up. I know the stock is going to go up. I was so impatient here because all other stocks are moving over the country. Other stocks are moving, but GMG is there. the rain, not moving. So time is money, agree? So time is money. So I tell myself, you know what, I get out first, later then come back. Guess what happened? I'm not many quickly because I missed a big chunk here. These two bars, I missed a super big chunk. And what I'm trying to tell the buy sell volume is here. At $1 is at 0.126. The GMG was at 0.126. The low is for the day is 0.121. But at 0. Anyway, the low is 0.121. See the bar, there's a low here. So at 0.126, I was watching this volume here. Not volume, but I was watching the buy sell queue. Okay. I was watching this buy sell queue very closely. GMG, one of them. Okay. I tell myself, I saw something. I saw something on this big itself. Yeah. Not this volume, the big volume itself, this Q number here. Okay. I saw something in GMG. At 0.126, I remember that day. The big volume was about 2 million plus. 2 million plus, something like 2 million. And the ask volume is about, I think 7 or 8 million. So naturally what must happen? If the sell volume is so huge, the bid volume is so little, what will happen? Anyone? The thing will come down, right? How come the thing went up? You know, I saw something. The big boys, they want to scare you into shouting. How I know? It's very simple. It's very, very simple. Because this stock, first of all, actually very simple. You need to go to the daily chart first. Go and see the daily chart first. In the daily chart, I saw them buying like 0.121, 0.122, around that range. But it has never crossed 0.126. So at 0.126, I tell myself, if I see the bid volume getting lesser, and I see the ask volume getting humongous, I am going to open my eyes, okay? And I quickly project. You see? Jack says, I asked him, how are you feeling now in GMG? He said, crazy, I don't know what. Look, I took to half profit. Okay, wait, see what I say. Yeah, okay. So the day I remember I told Jack, but the day I told Jack, 0.126, the thing moved